Hi everyone. I hope you all had a great New Year's Eve and a great New Year's Day with your loved ones. And I just want to come on here tonight to talk to you about self-love and self-care. I think a lot of the complaints that women have when they're in a relationship is that their their boyfriend or husband stopped investing in them emotionally, and they stopped the chase, they stopped being romantic and sweet. And I think the key to shifting that back is for you to stop directing your attention on him and really turn all that energy back onto yourself. So when you're unhappy and you're thinking about he needs to be doing this for me, like holidays, he should be getting gifts for me, or like why doesn't he plan dates, or like why isn't he helping me out with the chores, why isn't he, like, all these thoughts that are focused on him, all that energy that is on him is not on yourself. So instead you could be thinking, what would make me happy, what should I do for fun, what can I do to fill my own cup, what can I do to feel happier and more cheerful. And when you shift your energy back onto yourself, you become more magnetic, because he's been used to you focusing and directing your energy towards him and what he's doing, what he's not doing. That is going to be like it'll be a breath of fresh air for him, that you're focused on yourself, and it'll make you feel so much happier, prettier, and it'll be good for the relationship. So that would be my biggest goal this year, to really focus on that. So every time I find myself directing my attention to him and what he's doing or what he's not doing, I'm going to shift it back onto myself. And I'm getting much better at catching myself doing that. But it's so hard because I've been in this relationship for so long. And I've been in relationships for so long, and it's now that I finally realize that this is my pattern of just blaming him for my lack of happiness, blaming him when I don't feel loved and cherished. So this is the part that you can do to really gain your own power back. And in a way, I almost think that as a woman, even though you're in a relationship and you begin to become more nurturing towards him, you begin to feel like you need to make his life easier, is actually what you've been conditioned to be like from childhood, to put others' needs first, to sacrifice yourself. You've seen your mothers do it, your grandmothers do it. It's really like really deep in our psychology to be nurturing and mothering. But for a relationship to have its romance, you have to stop that. You have to be romantic to yourself. So all your energy and attention needs to go back onto yourself. Even though you're in a relationship, you pretty much have to think like you're single. Like, I know that sounds so crazy, but like not that you're cheating, but you need to embrace, like, I have a life, like this is my life. You have to take ownership back of that. Like, it doesn't matter that you're in a relationship and you expect all these things to be taken care of. You still have to take care of yourself. So you have to think, I mean, if you think about it, what drew him to you in the beginning when you were single was the fact that you were living in your own life, like without him. Like, you were not needy, you did not expect anything from him. It would be nice to have him in your life, and you want him in your life, but you don't need him. It's not like an expectation that he needs to constantly fill for you, that that you should be filling yourself, your own happiness. So I think the best way to really love yourself is to really think like you're single, like you're trying to create the life that you want, and you have a man that's here to support you. You're not here to just support him and slave away and mother him. That's not romantic at all, and he feels the energy. So when you come back into yourself, it's you become yourself again. You become more radiant, and you become happier. You're not as moody, you're not as sensitive, because you're taking back control of your own mood and your own life and your own feelings. And your own schedule. And it's just so much harder when you have children. I know, because I have 2 kids, and it's just so much harder. That's why like divorce is so high, because women are really just stretched to their limit in so many ways, like even without kids, you know, like working, and like being in a relationship requires a lot of work. Like even though it's supposed to make your life easier, it's you take on so much more burden, you take on so much more stress without knowing. And you almost have to detach from the relationship. If you have codependent tendencies like me, you have to really detach. And I'm continuously trying to work on this, just detach from the whole like we're one now. Like it's so easy for us to just like we want to merge with him, and like, and you expect him to like do that for us, but men are not like that. They're not wired the same way to like do that, if you know what I mean. They don't like, they're not as considerate, I guess. Well, they are, but it's different, you know. They're just really themselves like the whole time. Like I don't feel like they lose themselves as much as women do. You know, they react to us, they respond to us, like they want, deep down they genuinely want to make you happy. And they react what they need in order for them to feel like, I want to make her happy, I want to like really love her. Like for them to have that kind of desire to do that, it needs to come from your happiness first, if that makes sense. It can't be like you constantly like, make me happy, make me happy, make me happy. Like that's just gonna push him away. It needs to be like, I'm so happy on my own, I'm just so amazing and awesome on my own. And in his mind, he would think, wow, she's so awesome. Like it's not like, you're not, instead of pushing him away, you just attracts him to you, kind of like moths to a light, you know. Like that's how you become magnetic, when you're in your own happiness, in your own essence, in your own flow, doing your own thing, creating the life you want. And he wants to contribute to it, because when you're constantly giving him energy, he's registering that as, oh, I don't need to do anything, I already have the attention. But when your attention is not on him, that's when he's like, why is her attention not on me? Like I want to gain that attention. And you make your attention so much more rare and more precious and valuable when it's always on yourself. That's when they want some of that, they want to share some of that joy that you're radiating. I hope that makes sense. So don't lose yourself, focus on yourself. Don't let yourself go. um Always think like, if I was single, this is what I'd be doing. Don't arrange your schedule around him, don't sacrifice yourself for him. Really continue living your life as if it's like the best life ever. Don't drop everything just because he's asking you to. Don't drop anything. Keep your own schedule, keep your workouts, keep your activities, keep your girlfriend dates. It's so important. If you want to keep the romance alive, you can't let yourself go, because people are not going to be thankful for you for sacrificing yourself. So like all this neediness energy that you're giving off when you're like, but I give up so much for you. Like, don't you know that? Don't you see that? Like, I do, like, or they're not gonna be like, thank you so much for doing that. No, they're not happy that you're doing that. They kind of don't like it at all. They want you to be your own person. They want you to hold your own. Like, it's not, all of that is essentially being in your own feminine body. It's not being masculine, like chasing him and getting him, and like, you know, like that forward moving energy, that masculine energy. Like, you're not doing that. You're just in your own like flow. That's being super feminine. And that is what magnetizes men to you, that they want to come towards you. So they can have that forward moving without feeling like you're constantly like chasing them and trying to like grab them and put a leash on them. Where was I going with this? Anyways, I think you guys kind of get the point with what I'm trying to get to. Oh yeah, so they're not gonna thank you for sacrificing and becoming like their servant and their mothers and a doormat. That's not what they want. They want somebody who's like a queen, someone who is a goddess. And you're not here to, women are not here to serve men. I mean, yes, you can in a way that's like, when a man is truly like dedicated to you, truly like protecting you, providing for you, it is a woman's nature to like want to love them like in a very romantic way back. That's not like submissive, but not in the sense that is negative. It's not like, it's like, I can trust this man. Like, it's a deep trust. It's a deep surrender that's not the same as like, I'm a doormat surrender. Like, you're right, I'm wrong. It's not like self-pity surrender. It's more like, I want to because you love me so much. That's like the natural way of how it should be. So remember, you're a goddess. Remember, treat yourself like a queen, because how you treat yourself is how you model to them that that's how they should be treating you. So don't become their servant. Don't become their maid. Don't become their mothers. So this year, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that. I mean, I feel like I've had this knowledge for a really long time, but I haven't fully embodied it. And by making these kind of videos, sharing my knowledge, is my form of self-care, is my form of feeling value in myself, that what I have to say, somebody will get something out of it, or somebody would feel less alone. I'm just like airing out my dirty laundry of my relationship, so that another woman would feel, oh my gosh, that's me too. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you in another video.